All right, this is it right here. I'm back. This is now episode 3, and as you can tell, the ocean behind me has become a foam ocean. But anyways, what are we here for? We're going to dive deeper into the Trucifer Trump transformation from Trump into the Antichrist. Again, I have no qualms. I'm just reporting on what I see and what is happening. I particularly agree with Trump in some ways, many ways. But I think the main thing is we're going to talk today with my good pal and my fellow wizard, fellow sixth veiler of the nine veils here. His name is, introduce yourself, sir.
I go by the name Nojh Niram.
Excellent. Well, let's discuss what we saw. I took some notes from the speech yesterday. What did you see? Anything stood out for you? What was the number one thing that grabs your mind?
Oh, like on the RNC thing?
Yeah, you watched it. What was the overall thing that you would say? I would say he's very well spoken. I would say he said everything I want to hear.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's, who doesn't want America to be great? You know what I mean? Like, besides, let's put off all of the other, make America great slogans and all that other stuff. But, I mean, anybody with a sane mind would want their country to be doing well. Would want people to have jobs. I know there's extremists out there, and they probably want to have the whole industrialized world shut down. But that's not a reality, man. You know what I mean? Like, people might say they want those type of things, but when it finally goes away, they're gonna cry. They're gonna cry. So, any sane person would say, yeah, I want my country to be good. I want it to have, opportunity. This was supposed to be the land of opportunity. So yeah, he was touching on a lot of things that I would think most people would be like, that doesn't sound too bad. But again, we gotta understand how everybody, is not. A lot of people aren't even listening to this guy.
Right.
I hate him. He's orange. I hate him.
Yeah. I gotta tell you.
CNN tells me I gotta hate him. So
I never really listened to Trump before, but I spent the whole 90 minutes, and it goes back to my initial first veil awakening when I got into politics, and I was a delegate for the Republican convention back in the year 2000. And for me, I didn't have enough money to take off of work and go down there and spend 3 days and be a delegate. So I realized that there's a level of income you have to participate in government and politics. So it's not really free and fair for all people. Obviously, there's hurdles. Even something as basic as driving my car to Houston and getting a hotel room just to stand in a room full of delegates. But I guess such is life. But I did really, really, really like the Republican platform back then. And I think Trump has not strayed very far from the Republican platform. And that's why I still agree with him. His conservative Republican values are pretty basically decent things. Other than having a gripe about not being able to kill your babies. But, as you've said, they don't really stop that, really. They may frown upon it, but you can still go kill your baby if you want to.
Well, yeah, he did it. See, and this is what I've been trying to tell people, because a lot of people don't understand how a republic is supposed to operate.
No, they don't.
Like, got 50 states. Every state has they have their own, like, constitutions. They have their own. It's like a government. It's like it's United States. So each state is its own government, and the way he did it is actually corresponding to what the Constitution is all about. So if the people of Nevada don't want abortion, well, they can vote on it, and then if they vote not to have abortion, then abortion should be able to be illegal somewhere. But in California, if they want abortion, they can keep it. If they want late-term abortions, hell, if they want to vote in for that, they can. That's the way this country was set up. A lot of people go, "Oh, you're getting rid of abortion." That's all BS. That's all
Yeah.
BS.
So
So he's handing it back down to the states. Let the states decide. Let the people of each state decide what they want, including any other subject matter. That's why he did with the same thing with the COVID lockdowns and all this stuff. He allowed the governors of the states to decide what was right for them.
So you're telling me that Trump didn't actually stop abortion? He just allowed the states to make their own call on it.
Right, and it wasn't really him, anyways. It was the Supreme Court.
It's funny.
People would say, he appointed some of these Supreme Court justices in there that swayed the opinion, obviously. But and even Ruth, what's her name, RBG, whatever, Bader Ginsburg, whatever. Even she said that the Roe versus Wade blanket federal approval of abortion is not constitutional. She even said that.
Right.
Because it's not. There's nothing in the Constitution that says, anything about abortion.
Well, back to the speech from earlier yesterday. I did notice that Trump had Kid Rock concert, which I'm not a fan of Kid Rock. I don't think he speaks for me and my generation. So it's kind of funny that Kid Rock comes out and makes the the opening act, and it's just a little ridiculous. It's kind of sad that he uses that kind of entertainment. So that was a downer for me. And then I guess he got the Hulkster out there earlier. I must have missed the Hulkster. But he's really trying to connect to a basic Roman. He's trying to get the MMA guys, the wrestling guys and girls, and the rapper rocker kind of. He's trying to touch base with, I guess, the real mob of Rome, which is a huge amount of people who are really entertained by bread and circus. He's not just going for the freaks and the freakoids and the freakouts and the weirdos and the freebies. That's really what the Democratic Party seems to align with, is the people who want the freebies, the handouts, and the degenerates and the kind of the weirdos, obviously. But even the Republicans have their own weirdos. It goes back to duality. There's just two kinds of weirdos. There's two kinds of there's two flavors here, and obviously one for each party. And the problem, I think, really is we're not supposed to have one dude or one government governing 350 million Americans. That's a bullshit idea. That you should have one group of hierarchy governing 350 million people who don't feel represented by this cabal, whether they're the Republicans, the Democrats, the good, the bad, the ugly. It doesn't matter who they are. We shouldn't be governed. And again, what you just said, the states should have the thing to govern. But this is the problem people don't understand, is that the Civil War really wasn't completely about slavery. Sure, on one hand it was. But on the other hand, it was about the states having sovereignty, about states calling the shots for their particular area, their particular people. And if you don't like it, guess what? You got 49 of the states you could move to and still be an American.
That's right. Or if you don't want to move, fight like hell to change the laws in your state.
Yeah, and you can fight locally, but everything's in the federal government's hand, or the federal corporation, which people do not understand. That's a whole other video series I'll be doing here, is how the United States is actually one big corporation, and all of you people are incorporated slave property. This is why they get away doing with what they're doing to us. Is there's a bigger problem here than going on with the Trump Antichrist or the Democrat Biden Satanist. There's a bigger problem here, is the system is a lie. And that goes back to, again, the fallen aspect of this world, is we're living in a world of lies. We don't know where to slice them. But back to the thing. I noticed, I took some notes. I don't know if we'll be able to slam through them all here. But I did notice he still had his big white maxi pad ear pad on. So he didn't put a smaller Band-Aid yet. He started out saying the 4 greatest years in the American history ever are about to come, so that's a nice big boast. I feel good about that. I want to believe in the 4 greatest years that haven't happened yet. We're all together, win for the USA. Oh, the assassin's bullet was a 1/4 inch from his life, so that's pretty miraculous, right? 1/4 inch and he'd be dead.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. He'll tell this. Listen, did you catch this? He said he was going to tell the story of his assassination only one time. Did you catch that? He's not going to revisit it. He's not. He doesn't want to fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? He's laying it down. He's laying it down one time in front of everybody. And if you paid attention, he was clearly trying to be very specific and emotional about it. He said never again. So here's what he said. He said he heard a loud whiz sound. I mean, I don't know if you hear a whiz. I guess let's just say you can hear a whiz of a bullet's coming to your ear. But he felt a really hard thud. A really hard thud is not a graze.
Right.
I've never had a graze that I would describe as a really hard thud.
Yeah, I was surprised that damn Band-Aid didn't fall off. Every time I try to put a Band-Aid like that on me, it's always freaking falling off.
I think they probably glued it on with some spirit glue.
But that thing was on there, dude.
But here you go. Felt a really hard... No, you didn't feel a thud, dude. You reached up and you felt your ear because you didn't know if something had went by your ear. You didn't hold your ear like it got blown off. You touched it. I watched you. And then he says, blood all over the place. Did you see blood all over the place?
No.
No. But I know you've seen your own blood all over the place. You know what that looks like. I know you've seen other people's blood all over the place. And I know I've seen mine and people's and movies. We've seen blood all over the place. That was not blood all over the place.
No, it was like a couple of streaks of blood.
Yeah. He said he dropped to the ground and bullets still flying by. Man, if I remember correctly in the video, that was like the end of the bullets. Like, they didn't keep going while he was down. Then he said blood was pouring everywhere, John. Not ramen, I mean. So, blood pouring everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know if there's blood pouring everywhere.
You know, here's the deal. Does he really need to exaggerate?
I think it adds to the drama of things.
Yeah, but you just got almost assassinated. I don't think
the whole thing's a freaking drama, though, man.
I don't think you need to embellish what's already been captured. It's pretty dramatic already.
All right.
So he's got blood everywhere, but no one did any first aid on him to stop all this blood loss. You know, He pops up with a bloody ear. You know.
Right.
So then he says God is on his side, and God moved his head, and the bullet missed. Very unusual. Oh, he said he had a very unusual crowd who did not run or move an inch. That's how he explains why no one scattered. Dude, that's the explanation. I had a very unusual crowd. Very unusual crowd. They didn't flinch. They didn't even act like there were bullets flying into them.
Funny, dude.
I mean, he's really spelling out a narrative here, you know? Now, did you catch any of that? Because like I said, I took these notes. I wrote notes as I was watching.
Yeah, I mean, the blood everywhere part, I definitely saw that. It was kind of funny. I mean, I know when there's blood everywhere, you start slipping on your blood.
Yeah.
That's what it is when there's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
It's all over your clothes, and you're slipping on it. It's, it's a mess. But I don't know. I'm really curious to see what it looks like. I wanted it to fall off. I wanted that damn Band-Aid to fall off just to see.
Well, I'm going to tell this to this audience here, the three people that are watching. There's a movie called The Prestige.
Oh, yeah.
Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman and some other great actors. I forgot who directed it. Was it Darren Aronofsky?
Yeah, Christopher Nolan.
Oh, no, Nolan did it, yeah. Fantastic movie. Beautiful cinematography, perfect acting, fantastic script. I don't want to ruin it. If you've never seen The Prestige, go watch it again, even if you had, and pay attention to why the movie's called The Prestige. It's because to be a great magician, there's a level of dedication and a level of understanding that you have to have if you are to be great. And I'm going to tell you all this. I hope Trump has a bit of the prestige. he needs to go to the plastic surgeon. They need to cut off a chunk of his ear. And that way, when his ear is healed, forever, for all of us, for all time, we will always see a chunk of his ear missing. And that will be him committing.
It's weird. It's weird.
Committing to the story.
The whole Prestige movie too. There's there's two of them.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's funny how there's been a lot of references to Donald Trump's too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that kind of stuff, but it's out there.
And the movie's about real magic, science magic, Tesla magic.
Oh yeah.
That there's
another connection with Tesla too.
There's a high. Oh yeah, you have to tell the audience about that. Go ahead. Tell everybody how Tesla's attached to Donald J. Trump.
Well, he has an uncle that was a brilliant scientist who was able to. I guess he was able to get the patents of Tesla's technology somehow. So there's a lot of speculation on that. Who knows what kind of technology that the Trump family has access to? Who knows? And the thing is, too, is that they're keeping all this stuff, very hush-hush. You know what I mean? You would think somebody would really, say something about that, yeah. What was his uncle's name? John Christ Trump or something like that?
Yeah. So you're telling me someone in Donald Trump's family got a hold of Tesla's technology?
Yes, that's exactly
so
it, yeah.
Y'all should look into that. Check this out. Trump said the crowd could see the sniper. Now, we're talking a building 150 yards away with someone on the roof. How the hell could the crowd see that far and that clear? That is a false statement. That's a statement that man can't make. The crowd could see the sniper. Get real. Oh, and
50 yards away or something.
And they pointed at him. Oh, did you know this one? That he got shot right between the eyes? The sniper.
Really? It didn't look like it when I saw that picture of him.
No, they said right here he shot him right between the eyes. So he got a shot to the head. Oh, someone told Donald Trump ears are the bloodiest part of the head.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
they do bleed. Don't get me wrong, but he was not gushing or dripping blood. It was not flowing. When he got up, there was no blood coming out of his wound. It has already stopped bleeding.
Right.
So that's funny. That he's just drawing attention verbally to cues he wants the audience to remember. And people don't understand. This is the fine art of subliminal mind control and suggestion. They don't get it. What do you say here? Bullets missing, Secret Service people by inches. I don't know how you validate people missing. You can't see the bullets going by you by inches. You don't know that a bullet missed you. You just, it just misses you. He kept saying he wasn't supposed to be here tonight, and the crowd was, yes, you are. He says, the grace of Almighty God. So he did say that. And then he said, providential moment. So God had providence upon him. Saved him.
Have you noticed that? He speaks of a God, but I've never once heard him say anything about Jesus Christ being his personal savior. He's never said it.
He's not a Christian. He does throw God around.
I've never heard him say that. It's interesting.
He's like this good book and this book right here.
Butler.
I had to show my people I was okay. Fight. So somehow he had the fortitude to do that and ignore that there might be other snipers somehow. The crowd roared for the USA. Oh yeah, the assassin was shot right between the eyes. That's fucking crazy. The guy was that exposed and that easy to hit, and Trump snipers were ready to kill him that cleanly. That's pretty interesting.
Who knows, man? There's a lot of weird stuff going on with this thing, dude. You know, I still
Oh,
think it's a little bit,
he had the.
there's going to be more stuff, coming out
Oh yeah,
probably.
no, that's what something me and Knock Ramen here we haven't really agreed upon now is that the plot thickens. Um, So, folks, my initial response was this is fake as hell, but now that the plot is thickening and some more things are coming out that are really hard to ignore or hard to validate or hard to plug into the equation, it's looking like there could possibly have been a real assassination plot that Trump then was informed about. He neutralized it and then continued on with a fake assassination to go ahead and frame and catch the real would-be assassins. And if that is the case, a golf clap to Donald Trump. We salute you on that. That is a gangster ass chess move. And that is one chess move that I would bet the Antichrist would know about and be able to pull off. That's a very high level chess move. So right now, I still say the thing is fake, but it probably might be now partially a real plot was unfolding, but he had been informed probably and had some insiders probably, and they neutralized it, and then they continued on with a fake version. What do you think, Nakram?
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild, man. It's a lot of weird stuff going on. Like the building was being managed by former Pfizer executives or something, and it was owned by BlackRock, and the kid was in a commercial, BlackRock commercial, and then the put options, whatever the
Oh, tell the
stocks.
audience about the put options.
Well, apparently, I guess it's kind of like what happened with 9/11. Like somebody knew the event was going to happen, so they made made some moves on the stock to make money once the event was done. So somebody was standing to make a lot of money. Donald Trump was going to, if he would have died, a lot of people would have made a lot of money. And the Bushes and BlackRock and the Rothschilds and all these elite people and stuff were all tied into this, apparently.
Yeah.
Again, we gotta, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like it's wild, man.
What do you think? What do you think is going to come out like a possible scenario? I mean, we're not going to quote you on it, but what kind of possible scenario? Like who are the villains going to get pointed out? Like when it unfolds a little bit more and the focus becomes clearer, who is going to come into focus as far as the people involved in actually the actual assassination plot?
Well, I mean, if any of this information is true, more and more about this information will probably be released, and then it's going to show that the deep state really tried to remove him. Which, I mean, that's not really going to be that big of a surprise. You know what I mean? They were about ready to make freaking money off him dying. I mean, and then one of them, what was it? The Austin, what was it called? I can't remember what it's called.
Investment place, company, whatever.
Yeah, they're trying to pull back. We didn't say 12. We didn't say 12 billion or 12 million. We just said 12,000. Like, can we get our money back?
Yeah, we made a mistake. Oops, we made a mistake. We lost almost billions of dollars. Oops.
It's just weird, dude. We're gonna have to have more conversations about this because it ain't over.
No, it's not.
Yeah, this is really early in the game still. Hasn't even been a week. Yeah, Trump Riley shooter building reportedly owned by BlackRock, managed by former executives from Pfizer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, I mean, if the assassination was a success, wouldn't all this information come out anyways? Wouldn't there be an investigation like this? I mean, come on.
No, it would be a controlled investigation. It's kind of like the Warren Commission after JFK's assassination, and then I think if they would have killed the guy, like, I think there'd be a lot of things going on right now. It would be a different country right now, man. And I think they would probably try to use it to try to bring in some kind of civil unrest and, blame Trumps for being extremist and terrorist.
God.
And if that all unfolded, if they were in control of that narrative, they could have swept the whole investigation under the rug. They say, it's a lone nut. It was a lone nut.
Yeah, lone nutter.
But I mean, I don't know how he's a lone nut if you found encryption, like he had 3 different encryption, whatever communications going on. Well, who's he talking to? I don't know.
Right.
You know, like I said, it's just really strange. You know, and numerology of the date too. I mean, it adds up to 88, and in the Bible in Hebrew, 88 symbolizes resurrection, rebirth, renewing. It's just really interesting.
Look, I'm very glad that Donald Trump did not get assassinated. I have never wanted him to get killed or die. He has done some really good things for us. I did really feel I watched the election. Again, I don't vote because I don't subscribe to this level of the illusion. But obviously, like I said earlier, we have to participate in some level in it because it's here. Well, I watched the last election, and I thought Donald Trump had won it. I really did. I watched it, and then by the end of the night, they're like, Biden won. And I was like, what? And so it's clear as day that the deep state stole the election. The evil bastards in power stole it. They corrupted it. Again, a further corruption of what's left of whatever this country is, whatever you think it is. So I'm rooting for Donald Trump, but this is the problem, everybody, is I'm pretty damn sure he's the Antichrist. So, worshiping, adoring, elevating the Antichrist is not really a good idea. It's going to not end well for everybody if this is the truth, and I feel like it really is. But on face value as of now, I would vote for Trump if I voted, I would support him if I supported people like that. And that's the problem. I know it's seductive, and I don't want to take part in it.
It's like the Godfather. I'm going to give you an offer. You're not going to refuse. You're not going to dare refuse this offer. He's going to offer everybody. Dude, we're moving. We're moving closer and closer to nuclear war.
Yeah, every
Russia.
day.
He's the only man talking about peace.
Yeah, he is.
And the more and more this unfolds, and the more closer we get to this event, people are going to freak out, dude.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, well, this is the only guy who can, do anything about it. It's just individuals like that in history. The problem is that most people like that in history, they don't end up being good people.
No. We got 2 minutes left, John, before I end it at 30 minutes. So give us 2 minutes of your rundown of Donald Trump. What do you think? What is he?
I think, we're going to have to talk about this again because there's only 2 minutes left. But I think we're going to see shit hit the fan, bro. I mean, that's just, it's going to get worse. Hell, they could try to do something against the Democrats. The Democrats could stage something against them so they can try to create some kind of even playing field. Oh, look, somebody trying to shoot at us too, or who knows these people?
Right.
These people are. It's ridiculous.
You got Joe Biden claiming he's got COVID. he's like, hey, Donald.
And then you got people like Joy Reid or whoever it was saying that, him getting COVID and recovering is the same as Donald Trump escaping assassination.
After he's been vaccinated and boosted many times, him surviving COVID is a miracle.
Yeah, it's a miracle. Wow, it's a miracle he even got it. I thought the vaccine stopped it.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah. No, you only survive it.
It's all BS, bro.
It's all theater. It's all a stage.
It is.
It's all scripted.
It's crazy, dude.
Donald Trump almost gets assassinated, and Biden's like, well, here, hold my beer. I got COVID, and I'm going to die.
I got COVID. We're gonna pull Biden out, too. We're going to change it better. we're gonna bring in another candidate.
Yeah, maybe that's the next show. Who's coming in for Biden? Who's he going to tag team?
Well, it's gonna probably be Kamala, and then like the
Michael.
VP will probably be Michelle or I don't know.
Michael.
That stupid George Clooney guy was talking about some other idiot. You know, more Ed, whatever his name is. I don't even know anything about this guy. But,
All right, folks, we got 5 seconds left before this episode ends. We might pick up another one. See you on the other side of the Twilight Zone.